What's up, guys? My name is Cam King. This is Three Questions Podcast, episode number 84. Super early here on a Saturday morning. Three Questions Podcast is just a podcast where I answer questions from my clients, from my consulting company, ckcollective.co. I tend to rip and grip these podcast episodes because I like doing them. They're fast, furious, a little downright, and it helps answer questions that my clients have outside of our one-on-one sessions. If you want to know more about what I do, how I work, or become a client, head to ckcollective.co or send me a DM, make a comment if you're listening or watching on YouTube, or just, follow me on social media, ckcollective.co as well on both Instagram and TikTok. So, Three Questions Podcast, episode number 84. Haven't had my coffee yet, or showered, really, but here we go. So, number one, what is one mindset shift that instantly changes how you show up in dating or relationships? So I like to answer these in 5-minute format. So I'm going to give you quick, downright dirty answers. But let's jump into question number one. What is the one mindset shift that instantly changes how you show up in dating or relationships? A lot of people think that they are 100% with another person, meaning that they can be 40, the other person can be 60, sometimes they can be 80, the other person can be 20, and together you guys make 100%. This is inherently false. Start changing the way that you think about relationships and you showing up, whether it's a personal relationship or intimate relationship or work relationship or even a friendship. If together you guys equal 200%, then each of you needs to do your best and fill your cup up to be 100% yourself. That means living in your authentic power, knowing what you like to do, knowing what you don't like to do, being able to speak up for yourself, knowing when to say no, being okay with this, setting boundaries, having protocols for when someone does something that you don't like or says. And that is not to mean that it's okay to get triggered. What I teach clients is say, hey, boundaries are a great thing, but if we're going to set boundaries, we have to do so in a non-emotional manner, meaning that we're in our power. We're saying, hey, there's a boundary here. I don't like this. I'd like to communicate about this. Let's stop doing this because I want to have a better relationship with you. In my personal relationships, dating relationships, I always try to discuss boundaries with my partner, whether it be once a week or twice a week, and say, hey, how do you think we're doing? What needs are being met? What needs need to be worked on? How can I cultivate a better relationship to create that emotional safety for you? Yes, I'm a very independent person. Yes, I have a secure attachment style now, but I'm also relatively avoidant if I'm not consciously aware of this, right? The last girl that I dated, she likes to be touched all the time. She wants my hand on her all the time. She wants hugs. She wants to do this. I grew up with that stuff, but I don't really need that stuff. I don't really like that stuff. It is not a natural thing for me to do. So I have to work on fulfilling those needs if I'm going to continue to date that person, right? So for me, discussing these things and having that mindset shift of understanding, hey, my partner's at 20% today. I need to show up a little bit more. I need to give a little bit more. And in order to give a little bit more, I need to have a little bit more. So what are the things I can do for myself so that I have more in my cup so that I can give more to this person? Is it sleeping better? Is it staying away from sugar, staying away from alcohol? Is it calling them a couple extra times? Hey, have a great day. Hey, good night. Hey, you got this. I believe in you. You're going to be successful. Compliments are always free to give. Doesn't cost us anything. We just have to be in a place where we're saying these things authentically and not needing some reciprocation. So authentically giving in a way that you don't want to get back and being okay with that is a great way to have that mindset shift because I need to be at 100%. And if I'm going to compliment someone and give out these free bits of love, these free tidbits, I need to make sure that I'm getting up, doing my meditation, getting my exercise done in the morning, getting a grounding routine in, maybe writing a few things down, maybe reviewing my goals and understanding how I work best so that I can give to another person freely without the need for reciprocation. At some point, I know I'm going to get that in return. We're not always 100% every single day. Life is kind of crazy that way, but understanding this, that you need to be at 100% and they need to do their best at being 100%, whether it's a family member or a friend or anyone else. Once you have this mindset shift, it's very easy to see who is doing the work, who knows how to fill their own cups up. Because if you can both know how to fill your own cups up, whether it's spending more time outside or spending more time with friends, this makes it very easy for you to have a relaxed easygoing relationship. Again, whether in business, in love, or in life. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. You and another person don't equal 100%. Together, you equal 200%. Okay. Again, the number one thing that I do for my clients is helping them reset their brains so that you understand your own anatomy, your own physiology. You know how you work best. And once we go into some science behind how the brain works, how the body works, how your spirit works, how your somatic nervous system can affect you, I can begin to give you the tools to change that, right? Whether you're dealing with anxiety or depression, or you're telling yourself an old story from the past. These are things that I love working on with clients. So hit me up for that. Specifically, number two, three questions podcast. How do I rewire my brain after breakup, job loss, or any identity shattering moment? So this is perfect for my niche. And let's get into some real tactics. But whenever you suffer a loss, whether it is a job loss or relationship loss or financial hardship or some sort of defeat or failure, the strongest mentality that I tell my clients to have constantly is that you never lose, you either win or you learn. I'm going to say that again. You never lose, you either win or you learn. And if you can tell yourself that every single day, I never lose, either win or I learn, we can start to reframe the way that we feel that we have failed. I don't let my clients past a certain point say the word fail. I don't let them say try, and I don't let them say problems. This is some NLP, right? Neuro linguistic programming that I work in. NLP is essentially editing the way that you speak. And if you've ever read the book 1984, you're going to know that doublespeak is essentially the government's way in that book of editing language to keep people oppressed. But if we ourselves can change the way that we talk to ourselves, the way that we think, the way that we feel, and instead of reacting on an emotional trigger, if we can say, okay, well, what is the logical response to this? What is the long-term outcome that I desire from this? Okay, got broken up with. I know that I want to heal. Yes, time heals all wounds, but I hate platitudes and I hate when people say these kind of bland things that just get regurgitated over time. But if we start to reframe the way that we think about it, hey, I never lose, either win or I learn. Okay, well, I didn't win in that relationship, but what did I learn? Well, I learned that I need to set better boundaries. I learned that I can't neglect my partner's needs. I learned that I need to give without needing to receive all of the time. I learned that I need to show up. I learned that I need to send a good morning text and a good night text, and I hope you're having a great day text at some point in these things. Relationships are designed to help you grow. So any kind of loss in your life should be seen as this way. Okay, I'm being forced to grow. I need to read some more books on attachment styles. I need to read some more books on dating or courting. I need to get in better shape. I need to stop drinking so much, or I need to eat less sugar. If you start to recount and write down, this is the key part. If you begin to write down the things that you learned after losing a client, being in financial hardship, or going through a breakup, anything, you can start to give yourself these lessons. And then once you have these lessons, that is your guidebook to start to rewire your brain. You can say, hey, I give love freely. Me giving love is cost me nothing. I love giving love to people. I'm always able to compliment people. I'm always in a good mood. I'm in better shape. I've stopped eating sugar. I no longer crave sugar. These are the things that I will tell my brain. Okay. And I am a hard worker and I work a lot. And when I get stressed out, I have these intense sugar cravings. I also have celiac disease. So for me, I don't eat a whole lot of carbs. I kind of eat Whole30, a lot of meat and a lot of veggies and some rice and some quinoa and some sweet potatoes every once in a while, maybe some gluten-free bread, but I don't eat regular carbs in the way that people do. So for me, when my body's getting low on energy, it craves sugar because carbohydrates are sugar. And so for me, instead of getting stressed out after a traumatic thing, a job loss or financial hardship or a breakup, I tend to want a bunch of sugar to make my brain happy because your brain runs on sugar and oxygen, of course. So you have to constantly rewire your brain. Part of the way that I do this is I give my clients an app. I have them write down a bunch of stuff. I have them record that in their own voice in a positive way to help them reassure their brain, hey, sugar is poison. Hey, I never lose, either win or I learn. Hey, I deeply love and care about myself. The next great love of my life is coming. I see a lot of people initially attempting to distract and avoid the pain that they are going through. And because you spend time running away from that pain instead of facing that pain, that just puts you further away from being able to heal and actually being able to grow from that relationship. If you leaned into that loss, that personal loss, that business loss, whatever it was, if you lean into that and you say, well, what are the lessons here? What did I learn? How did this make me better? What did this teach me? And then you take time to actually derive the answers from that. You're allowing your nervous system to relax. You're telling your body, your brain, your nervous system that, hey, we're accepting what's going on here. I know our nervous system is in a fight or flight scenario and it's making us want to run, but I'm going to sit with this until it passes. The average lifespan of an emotion is about 90 seconds. So if you are feeling triggered or you are feeling overwhelmed, if you can sit there for about 90 seconds, you will alleviate 80 to 90% of that emotion. Most people can't do it. Most people will act within that 90 seconds, and that is what keeps you stuck. You just are constantly acting and avoiding and distracting yourself. Well, let me just find the next person. Let me just keep swiping. Let me just scroll on social media. Let me go out with my friends. Let me just not feel what I need to feel in order to get past it. I'm telling you, The Obstacle is the Way. That's a great book by Ryan Holiday if you've never read it. But the obstacle truly is the way. And once you train yourself to lean into these difficulties, these challenges, that is when you start to get through them, especially after a breakup, day one of a breakup. I'll remove that person from my life so I don't need to see their social media or whatever. I won't necessarily block them, but maybe I'll stop following them or maybe I'll mute them to absolutely get rid of the temptation. And then I immediately start telling myself, hey, I learned a lot from this relationship. I've already let go. I wish this person well, and I'm already moving on. I'm moving forward in my life. And these are good things that we inevitably need to keep doing. And I would encourage you day one, because it's a decision, letting go is a decision, to do that, to make that, to initiate that as fast as possible. Okay. If you want more tactics on that, again, sign up for coaching or book a free call with me. But number three, as my dog comes in to chew on her bone. So if someone gave you an hour to fix their morning routine, where would you start? So let's get into the anatomy and the physiology side, the cortisol rhythms, the dopamine hits, and some more practical tools. But what I want to tell you, the first hour of the day for you is the most important thing. And what I see most often is that people will immediately reach to their phone. Okay. When you reach to your phone, you're telling your brain and your body and your nervous system, hey, I want to react. I want to react to everything that is going on in my day today, right now, starting right now, which jacks up your cortisol. Okay. If you are waking up early, if you are waking up in the 2 to 3 to 4 a.m. and you're waking up early, it's because your cortisol is spiking, which means that your nervous system has things that need to be alleviated, that need to be calmed down. And your body's trying to tell you that, hey, something's going on and we need to wake up and get this done right now. So if that's you, you need to get up and you need to face that thing right off the bat. You need to face that and get that done as fast as possible. If it's a relationship loss or it's a job loss or some sort of financial hardship, those are the things that you need to allocate the most time to first thing. There's another great book called called the 5 a.m. Club. And this book gives you a tactic called the 20-20-20 method. So if you can cultivate the first hour of the day, and if you can meditate for 20 minutes, and if you can stretch or do a light workout for 20 minutes, and then you can read or write for 20 minutes, that first hour of the day, you not touching your phone, you not even reaching for coffee, but drinking water, meditating for 20 minutes, stretching out. I like to do 1 minute static hold stretches for 20 minutes. That works great for me first thing in the morning, kind of alleviates that tension out of my body because I work out pretty hard. And then if I write, if I'm journaling for 20 minutes, or if I decide to pick up a book and put new information into my brain, I'm telling my brain and my body that I want to relax and process. I want to work out the stress out of my body or the tension out of my body and bring in more oxygen into my body. And I want to get out my thoughts and I want to cultivate some gratitude or I want to write the script for my day. This is a much better way to live your life rather than picking it up and looking at TikTok or Instagram or see who texted you or see how many emails you got or how many likes you got yesterday. Cultivate your brain, your body, your mind, your spirit into reacting to the positive things in the way that you want to feel. Instead of looking at what everyone else is doing, program the way that you want to feel first thing in the morning. This is vitally important. And I urge you to go read the book, The 5 a.m. Club, because it will talk about the reasons why. It's a fictional book. Robin Sharma is a great author, but I would highly encourage you to go look at this book, read this book, and take away some of the lessons, because some of the best advice I have ever heard from the 5 a.m. Club, there was lines in there that just absolutely blew me away, and I wrote those down. I still have them in my phone, so I'll have to do another podcast about that specifically. But I listened to that entire book back in, what was it, maybe 2020, and I hiked Long's Peak in Colorado. It was a 14er. It's like the most dangerous one, or one of them. And I listened to this entire book. Maybe it was 8, 9, 10 hours. I listened to it all the way up while I climbed this mountain. And it was so mind blowing that I'll remember that book and that day forever. It was a fantastic experience. So I would highly encourage you to do that and change the way that you live your morning. Do not reach for your phone. Do not even sleep with your phone next to you. Put it in the bathroom, put it in the kitchen. You can still set your alarm, or go buy an analog alarm clock. This one thing will greatly pay dividends for you for the rest of your life. I promise. And if you guys have any other questions, you can reach out to me. Send me a DM. My email is info@ckcollective.co. And again, TikTok is ckcollective.co if you want to find me there. Instagram is just @ckcollective.co. So if you guys have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Please send me more questions for the podcast. I got these 3 off ChatGPT based upon my previous podcast episodes that I've done. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, it really helps me if you guys can leave a review, whether it's a 5-star thing or whatever. I don't put a whole lot of production into this. If you know me as a client, or you're just listening for the first time, I'm pretty authentic. I'm pretty raw, right? I tend to do the 80% solution and then worry about the details in the last 20%. So I appreciate you guys listening. I hope you guys have a good weekend. These podcasts will always be about 15 to 30 minutes max, and I will do these as often as I can given my time and my availability. But have a great day. Please take some of these things to heart and keep doing your absolute best. That's all you got. Every single day is a brand new day for you to show up, even if you miss a couple things or want to change a couple things from yesterday or last week or last month. Today and tomorrow is always a new day for you. So write your schedule down tonight, get up tomorrow morning, execute, do this 20-20-20 method, and let me know how it's going for you. And I appreciate you guys listening. See you guys in the next one.